Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Jeff. Up in the hizzy, back in the house. What's good? Knicks and Dimes channel. You know what's up, man. I barely be active on this channel because I be active on other channels, but I do need to pay attention more to my Knicks, man, because you know I love my Knicks. New York Knicks. All day, all night, all morning, 24/7. All right. 25/8. You heard? 365. You know what it is. Alright. But just real quick off the chest, I want to make a video. If somebody watches, somebody watches. If they don't, whatever. I get some people to watch my channel, right? And I haven't shown this channel love, so I just gotta put this out there real quick. And I don't have to keep repeating the same thing. So let's get to it. On the roster, right? I watched a couple games. I still gotta watch more games. Most of the time when I'm betting is when I watch more, of course. But this season I've been following the team here, there, up and down. And I've been seeing that we have good offense, but our defense suffers. And then on top of that, there's times where we still don't pass the ball enough. We play a lot of hero ball, which with guys that can create their own shot, that's cool sometimes, but you still need a lot of passing. The passing and assist opens up the floor. It opens up for more scoring, better scoring, more fluid offense, right? So at times we look brilliant when we do that, and then there's times where we just lose the lead and we can't defend enough, or even have enough lineups where we hold up the offense. And with that said, the only guys that are really, really consistent on the roster is pretty much Jalen Brunson. And sometimes Jordan Clarkson, even though he needs to actually step up and be a little bit more aggressive, because when he's doing good, we do good most of the time. And recently I've noticed him and Karl Anthony Towns, they're scoring, and they've gotten kind of lazy or tired, and that's affected them two. And then Mitchell Robinson also slumping. Of course, some of the other guys like Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are kind of slumping, but I feel like those guys are very up and down, and they work with whatever the rest of the team kind of gives them. So I don't really blame it too much on them. Same thing with Josh Hart. Josh Hart is not much of a scorer, even though in clutch situations he definitely scores. But he's a great rebounder, a great passer, great playmaker, and of course a good defender. So those three guys, they kind of work with what the team gives them. So if the team is playing bad, yeah, they try to play better, but they're most likely going to play bad. If the team kind of overall together is starting to play good, they're going to look really, really good, to be honest. And I feel like Anunoby should be a little bit more aggressive, but he's been doing his thing here, there. Bridges, he's come in clutch a couple times this season, so I can't blame him too much, even though he's supposed to be that real secondary scorer. They count more on Anunoby to be that secondary scorer, but Bridges is really supposed to be the secondary scorer because he's more of an aggressive scorer, bro. And Nomi kind of spaces out the floor more, and he's more of a he picks his shots a little bit more, not only within the rhythm of the offense, but he just picks his shots, period. Like, he takes kind of smarter shots or smart shots, or else he's not gonna really take the shot. Like, now Bridges, that's another type of player. Him and Jordan Clarkson, those are those type of players that they could be nuts, you know. They could just kind of like almost like a J.R. Smith kind of player, or a James Harden kind of player, or a Darius Garland type of player, where you just like, no matter what crazy shot they come up with or how much they want to score, you want them to be aggressive. You want those guys to be the aggressive scoring guys on your team, like, because they possess the ability to just be microwaves and take over. So those guys need to do better. And last but not least, just off the top, man, these are things that can improve the team for this season, but it's not really about the slump that we're going through. I just wanted to talk about different players and different things. But now that I've gotten that's like the more current stuff. Now that I've gotten that off my chest, I also want to talk about how the bench sucks, bro. I don't care what nobody says. Everybody wants to say, oh, we got Huck Porty and all these other... No, bro, these guys suck, bro. Most of these guys suck. The only guy that is actually good is Tyler Kolek. And I've seen one or two other guys that I can't remember their name that every once in a while they play kind of good. But Huck Porty and all these other dudes y'all want to support and say is good. Shamit is good too, by the way. Shamit is valid. Like I said, Kolek is the truth. I love Kolek. He is the truth. So is McBride. McBride is pretty good. But if we could trade him for a couple players that'll improve the team, I'm sorry. I'll give him up. I don't care. Like, I like McBride, but he's not that special to me. I'm going to be honest. Like, he's a 3-and-D guy. From time to time, he can perform really good and surprise you. But I personally feel like he will have better success on another team. That's one. And two, he basically just kind of reminds me of like a Derek Fisher kind of guy. Like, but if we could trade him for some better players that'll spread out the team and help the offense and defense, I'm all for it, bro. I like Miles McBride. That's cool and all, but he could go. Like, Cat really needs to be more aggressive. That's the problem. That's the real problem. I don't like to put a lot of blame on Cat because he does work hard and people underrate him for a lot of the things that he does well. And he's underrated on the defensive end. Yes, he's not that great on the defensive end, and it's been showing. But he's underrated on the defensive end. And he's a very underrated passer for a big man. Now, Cat should be more aggressive on the offensive end. He has to be these past few games. He's really, really supposed to be that secondary scorer. Like, and he's not living up to it. He's not even being like the third or fourth scorer. That's not right, bro. Especially a guy with the talents that he has. Like, and the reason that we picked him up, and the guy with a big contract like his. Now, on top of that, we need Mitch Robinson to be more healthy, and we also need Mitch Robinson to be the real Mitch Robinson. He hasn't really been showing up, like, recently, and that's hurting us too. And then Jordan Clarkson, whenever, like I said, whenever he plays good, we play good. Now, to get that all out the way, Jalen Brunson needs to learn how to pass the ball and make a little better. Yes, I know you're the guy that we count on for the majority of our offense, and you are very gifted, so you can do that for us and take over, but he needs to learn how to pass just a little bit more because he's turning into a Carmelo Anthony, bro, and we don't need him to be that. At times, we do need him to take over and make clutch scoring and stuff like that, but we also need you to be, you know, a point guard, bro. Like, and make sure that everybody else eats, bro. So, we need him to do that. A little bit more of that, a little less hero ball, bro. Just a little bit more of that. Like, and he holds the ball for a little too long. He needs to pass a little bit more. Like I just said, he needs to pass. Like, he holds the ball for way too long, bro, throughout the possessions. He's starting to, like, turn back into his bad habits. Now, with all of that said, like I said, most of the bench is trash. I would trade most of them dudes because we need a better bench still. But above everything I said, what we would need or would like to get when some of these guys are hurt, especially our big men, we need another big man to cover. So I would love to have like a guy like JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, Willie Cauley-Stein, some type of energy guy that can dunk and defend. Most importantly, defend the rim and rebound. We don't really need him to score, but if he can score, that's a plus, especially off of energy plays and dunks, which is basically what Mitchell Robinson is. He is that guy, but we need another guy just to hold him down or just to give him some rest and to give Cat some rest. And that's another guy that we can play next to Cat or anybody else who plays the power forward. Maybe they can play the power forward as well, but I would like them just to basically be a center. Just a center, bro. A center, just kind of old school center. You know what I mean? Defensive anchor kind of center. Tyson Chandler, like I said, JaVale McGee type of guy. Another Mitchell Robinson, basically, but just that doesn't get hurt or is more reliable. Like Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, like I said, maybe somebody younger. It doesn't have to be somebody you trade for. It can be somebody you can get off the G League or is already a free agent. That, and we need another like a small forward, like a guy who can play the small forward but can also play the power forward, basically a swingman or wingman, but that can also kind of like bulky wingman, like a younger version of PJ Tucker, somebody like that can play defense but can also score. And PJ Tucker is not known for being much of a scorer. He's more known for being like a tough guy and a defender, but we can work with somebody like that. We had PJ Tucker on the team last year, but he's basically at the end of his career. We need somebody way younger, and that's what I would like. And I feel like if we got those two types of players, some decent veterans that are not too old, not too young, that we can sign to the team, that would really help. Not only give rest to a lot of the other guys like OG Anunoby, Bridges, even Clarkson, but they can also help score, pass, three-point shooting. Yeah, he should be a 3-and-D guy, basically a sharpshooter from the three. He doesn't have to be like the biggest scorer. And of course, like I said, the big man. Just those two, bro. We have the point guard position locked for the most part, bro. We got good guys at the point guard position. We got decent guys at the shooting guard position. We pretty much have our starters when it comes to the small forward or even off the bench. Like I said, the power forward position is probably the only position that needs improving, but at times you can put Cat in that position or some of the other guys on the roster, so that wouldn't hurt. But that's why I said one more big man wouldn't hurt as well. And then that's pretty much it. They can play the center, and that's pretty much it. All we need, and what would improve the team. And I feel like we just need to believe in the coach more and maybe play a little bit better defense. And I'm not saying we're gonna win the championship, but with consistency and effort, it definitely can happen. It definitely can happen. The last 2-3 years, it's looking like it can happen. You never know, man. It's gonna happen this season, man. But that's what I think would improve the team and what's going on with the team right now. Man, y'all have a good day, man. Peace.